I was a professor at Cornell, and I would come back, and so in 1978, I came back, and one of the professors at University of Hawaii said, "Hey, Dennis, let's go see the dean of College of Agriculture." His name was Dean Furtick. Let's go see him. I said, "Oh, okay, fine." So here we go in the dean's office, and then so we were talking, and he said, there's this virus disease called Papaya Ringspot virus, and it's already in Hilo. Now, most of the papaya is growing in Puna, and the nearest place is about 19 miles away, and 95% of the papaya is growing in Puna. And there's this virus disease affecting papaya in Hilo. What if that virus disease ever goes to Puna? I said, it'll devastate the industry. And I was just visiting the University of Hawaii, and the dean was telling me, so yeah, I just devastate the university. So I go back, and then he told me, now, what will you do? Well, you know what I would do if I was working on this problem? I'd investigate the virus, and then I try to figure out a way to control the virus, because this virus is rapidly transmitted by insects, aphids, tiny aphids. They feed on the leaf of the infected papaya. They feed it for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Then they jump to a healthy papaya, and the virus is in the mouth of the aphid. It feeds onto the healthy plant, and then the virus gets transmitted. So it's very difficult to control it. So yeah, I said, that's what I would try to figure out how to control that thing. So I go back to Cornell. I forget, I just had visited Hawaii, but I'm very busy doing my research at Cornell. Then they called me up. They said, Dennis, I got a little bit of money, and would you try to do some research to control this virus? I said, yeah. So he was going to give me $500 or $2,000 to do the work. So I said, yeah, okay. So that's 1978. So that's the one thing I appreciate about Cornell University. It's an international university. They allowed me to do whatever I wanted. I could work with different universities, different parts of the world, and so forth. They were not just subjected to Cornell University. So I started actually doing research way back in 1978 on papaya ring spot virus. Now the goal was to control the virus, but you first need to find out about this virus. So to make a long story short, we did a lot of scientific research to investigate the virus and all of this stuff. And I tried, the first technique I tried was almost like immunization. We had a severe virus. We subjected the virus to nitrous acid, which is a mutagen, and we killed 99% of the virus. But some of the virus particles survive. So we screened to try to get mild strains of the virus. So we got these mild strains, and just like they used to get mild, dead strains of the polio virus, and then they inject the humans. Well, we get the mild strain of the virus, and then we infect a healthy papaya. The papaya would get infected with the virus, but because it's mild, it doesn't have much symptoms. And if the severe virus tries to infect that mild strain infected papaya, it's vaccinated and you control the disease. Well, it actually controlled the disease, but the mild strain was too severe. It caused too much symptoms. I said, this thing is not working. It's okay. In the laboratory, it looks good. I did field trials in Hawaii, and it protects, but the the disease was, the symptoms of the mild strain was too severe. So another mark of a good scientist is you got to know when to switch directions. I had worked about 5 years on this project. I published papers, it was great. But I said, I don't think this is going to work. So at that time, in the early 1980s, molecular biology was coming where you could sequence the genome of the virus and so forth. So I said, and there was the idea, a hypothesis, is that if you put a segment of the virus into the genome of a plant, let's say papaya, somehow that segment of the virus would protect it from the invading virus. So we started this long research. We first purified the virus, we sequenced the virus, sequenced the bases in the virus, the genome, and with the goal that we were going to put a segment, a gene of the virus, not the infectious virus, but just a gene, into the papaya cells and regenerate a papaya that has that gene. And those were new concepts at that time. That's in the early 80s. These are brand new concepts. So we're going into the frontier of science, but you don't know what's going to happen. But it was going after, a goal of trying to